As dawn broke over Israel today, a shocking act of aggression shattered the morning calm. Iran's missile attack on a major hospital campus in Israel has left the world reeling, with 44 people injured and critical research centers damaged. This isn't just an attack on infrastructure, it's a strike at the heart of humanity, targeting a place of healing and hope. Tonight, we're breaking down the details of this brazen assault, Israel's promised retaliation, and what it means for the escalating conflict. The next 24 hours could reshape the Middle East, and we're here to unpack every angle of this unfolding crisis. This morning's attack struck a major hospital campus in Israel, causing significant damage to vital research centers. The 44 injured were primarily hospital staff and patients caught in the chaos. Security personnel quickly secured the scene, and visuals of the devastation began circulating. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visited the site, noting that while no lives were lost, the injuries were severe. The attack happened at a time when many Israelis were heading to beaches and public spaces, underscoring its calculated timing. Israel has condemned the targeting of a hospital as utterly unacceptable, a stance echoed by the international community, which recognizes attacks on civilian infrastructure like hospitals as grave violations. The pressing question now is how Israel will respond to this outrage. Netanyahu and the defense minister have promised a powerful retaliation tonight, unlike anything seen in the past 6 days. While details remain unclear, the response is expected to target key Iranian installations, including those linked to the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and military bases. Iran has strategically placed some of these sites near civilian areas, a tactic Israel has avoided striking to minimize collateral damage. But the defense minister's warning that no one will be spared signals a shift. High-ranking Iranian officials and the Shia regime itself could now be in the crosshairs. Previously, the US president urged restraint, but the situation has escalated beyond diplomacy. Israel's strike is expected to be severe, potentially hitting critical Iranian facilities tied to civilian infrastructure. There's even talk of direct attacks on Iranian ministers or other high-profile figures. Iran, meanwhile, is grappling with its own vulnerabilities. The regime has reportedly shut down its internet to fend off cyber attacks as foreign media highlights its exposure. Social media platforms are ablaze with criticism of Iran's government, military, and IRGC, prompting the drastic measure. Israel's cyber warfare capabilities are formidable. Iran has warned its officials to avoid using phones, as Israel's cyber teams have allegedly hacked into the country's telecommunications systems. This digital battlefield adds another layer of complexity, with Israel holding a clear advantage. Iran's attempt to silence dissent online reflects a regime under siege, both physically and in the information war. A game-changing factor could be Israel's use of its advanced technology, dubbed the gospel. This system can precisely target around 200 locations within an hour, and was previously deployed in Gaza. Though it drew criticism for its extensive surveillance capabilities, including tracking individuals via phone calls, if used against Iran, it could deliver devastating pinpoint strikes. So far, Israel has refrained from using long-range missiles, and its naval capabilities remain largely undisclosed. But with tensions at a boiling point, these assets may come into play tonight. Iran, a resource-rich nation with vast oil and gas reserves, also stores chemicals in multiple locations. Israel has hesitated to fully target Iran's economy due to humanitarian concerns, but tonight's attack could be comprehensive, potentially crippling key installations and even the Shia regime's leadership. The next 24 hours will be pivotal, revealing the full scope of Israel's retaliation. This attack is expected to be the most severe in recent decades, possibly the largest in 50 years. The world will be watching as international media dissects the events. By tomorrow morning, reports of destruction, fires, and chaos in Iran are likely to dominate the news. Israel's response is not just about retaliation, it's about sending a message to the world. A weak response would signal vulnerability, so tonight's strike is expected to be brutal, with Israeli forces likely penetrating deep into Iranian territory. Targets may include key figures in the Shia regime, and if the gospel is deployed, the devastation could be unprecedented. Israel, a nation perpetually at war, is poised to showcase its military might tonight. The international media is already buzzing with analysis, and this strike could become one of the most significant military actions in decades. Within hours, we'll see the extent of Iran's devastation, where explosions erupt, what burns and what collapses. A clearer picture will emerge within 24 hours, but the stakes couldn't be higher. This isn't just a regional conflict. It's a moment that could redefine power dynamics in the Middle East and beyond. To put this in perspective, let's consider the broader implications. Iran's attack on a hospital crosses a moral and legal line, violating international norms that protect civilian infrastructure. This move has likely eroded any remaining sympathy for Iran's regime, isolating it further on the global stage. Israel's response, if as severe as promised, could destabilize Iran's already fragile economy and leadership, potentially sparking internal unrest. The regime's internet shutdown suggests it fears its own people as much as it fears Israel's military. Meanwhile, Israel's advanced technology, like the gospel, highlights the growing role of precision warfare in modern conflicts, where cyber and physical strikes work in tandem to maximize impact. For the people of both nations, the human toll is immense. In Israel, hospital staff and patients are recovering from a traumatic attack, while in Iran, civilians near military sites face the risk of collateral damage. The international community must grapple with how to prevent further escalation while holding Iran accountable for its actions. The US's shift from restraint to tacit support for Israel's retaliation signals a hardening stance against Iran, which could draw other allies into the fray. This conflict is also a test of global resolve. Will the world condemn Iran's tactics unequivocally, or will political divisions dilute the response? As we look ahead, the next few hours will be critical. Israel's strike will not only target Iran's military capabilities, but also aim to cripple the regime's ability to project power. The potential use of naval assets and long-range missiles could mark a new phase in this war, showcasing Israel's full arsenal. Iran's chemical and energy infrastructure, if hit, could trigger a humanitarian crisis, raising questions about the balance between retribution and restraint. The world's eyes are on this conflict, and the outcome will shape geopolitics for years to come. In closing, tonight's events will define the trajectory of this war. Israel's retaliation is poised to be a historic display of strength, driven by the need to deter future attacks like the one on its hospital. The next 24 hours will bring clarity: where the strikes land, what is destroyed, and how Iran responds. This is a moment of reckoning, not just for Israel and Iran, but for a world watching a conflict that could reshape the future. Stay tuned as we follow this story and its far-reaching consequences.